My first impression of my partner, well, you meet naked, so it's pretty awkward, but he seemed pretty genuine. He was really kind to me. Wasn't so sure on his skill level, but the important thing was he reassured me he would take care of me, and so we had a really good first conversation.
When I first saw Tawny on day one, she seemed like a friendly, adventurous person who was not afraid of much except spiders.
I went into this challenge having a phobia of snakes and spiders and pretty much all things that crawl, and it surprised me that snakes were one of my main meals, and I was pretty much just kind of picking spiders off of myself without a second thought, and that's huge for me because I'm one of those girls that scream about everything. So yeah, that was a shock.
I remember this one time when we saw this big alligator, probably, I don't know, the 7-8 foot alligator, just chilling in that little creek where we used to fish and relax. So that was pretty intense because he was probably less than 5 yards away from where we used to take our little baths and just lay down during the day. I started hearing voices of people that were not there and seeing things that were not necessarily there, and it felt pretty disturbing because I've never seen or experienced anything like that before. So I chalk it up to, the lack of sleep and the lack of proper nutrition. And it's one of those things that you, at least in my case, you don't know that you're gonna experience that until you're in that situation.
When I realized Julio was leaving, it really didn't come as a surprise to me. I went into this challenge being prepared to do it alone and had a feeling I would be doing it alone anyways, so it kind of didn't surprise me at all. And I hyperventilated a little bit at first, and then I was just like, whatever, let's do this.
Having to tell Tawny that I was gonna leave was really tough because I don't like disappointing people, and I feel like I disappointed her. Hopefully, she understands, to this day, why I had to do it. I do believe that me leaving made it way more challenging for her, but also way more rewarding at the end because she can say that she finished the challenge on her own. So more power to her.
Surprisingly, I didn't have an abandonment feeling. I really felt like it was necessary for Julio to go. So it was more like I was worried about him more than myself.
Fortunately, as much as I prepared physically and mentally, well, at least physically and skill-wise for the show, I really couldn't foresee, my little dive into insanity.
The toughest part of the challenge was by day 10, you're obsessed with food and the hunger pains really start to kick in, and you're starving. You're out of resources, and your energy levels are gone. So day 10 forward was the most challenging part for me. One thing that I learned on the 21-day challenge that helps me be a better mother is to not take little things for granted. Being cut off from pretty much all your resources and socializing and everything makes you appreciate the little things, like being able to pick up the phone and call somebody, or pour a glass of water from the sink, or just being able to be with her. I don't take that for granted like I used to.